All right, how's it going, my magnificent sons of bitches? And as you can tell, we're on our way to WrestleMania. I decided I was going to go ahead and do a video. I actually got a Godzilla video probably coming out. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I've got to use Mobizen to go ahead and get it done. So, I've got a lot of shit going before I can actually get to that video. I was actually going to do it the other day. Unfortunately, I got called into work, so I wasn't even able to do the video that I wanted to do. But I figured it's WrestleMania weekend. And I'm going to go ahead and give my take on the world of professional wrestling that is. And this isn't going to be that long of a video because I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. My hours have changed, so I'm no longer off the weekends. So, it kind of put a clusterfuck into everything. But I figured I would go ahead and make a video and, pretty much give my thoughts on mainly the main event because, to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of wrestling. And this tends to be the problem. This tends to be the issue with sports as a whole, with entertainment as a whole, is that, pretty much there's no real interest. And a large reason why there isn't any interest is that there's no real fucking passion for the business. Whenever you look at the people that they're trying to push in the WWE right now, whether it be Kevin Owens, whether it be Seth freaking Rollins, whether it be Cody Rhodes, or whether it be anybody else right now in the business, whenever they come out and do their Becky Lynch, you know what I'm saying? It goes on across the females. But whenever you look at this current roster and the structure and the way everything is set up, is everybody looks so cynical. And this is why it's hard for wrestling fans to really invest. If I'm watching a show, if I'm watching a movie, then I want that character, I want the actor to go ahead and escape in that character. One of the better movies that we see this going on with is Pirates of the Caribbean. Whenever Johnny Depp wasn't playing Captain Jack Sparrow, he escaped into Captain Jack Sparrow. You know what I'm saying? And, you can kind of sit there and he gave it such personality. And that's something that lacks a lot with today's roster. Everything is so synthetic and cheap and dumbed down. And this is across the internet too, as well. As I see the people talking about the shit have no fucking interest in the product whatsoever. So just like that, The Rock comes back and introduces some life. It is like a jolt of electricity that was put into the wrestling business. And as we can see right now, wrestling has probably gotten the most interest in, I'd say, the past 5 years or so. You could say what you will about Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens at a couple of WrestleManias ago, but ultimately there's no main event draws. There's only a bunch of mid-carders right here, and there is no build inside this product. And so what you have is a lot of these marginalized YouTubers that kind of took over the product whenever we ended up leaving and stopped doing stuff in the YWC, stopped doing works, whenever they pushed themselves in as experts. I'm talking mainly about the A&W wrestling fans. Ultimately, the popularity started to decline. Triple H recently said this is his best roster in any era. And Triple H is probably just blowing smoke up your fucking ass because there's no way in hell that this is the best roster in any era. And this is one thing that I don't get. I understand that you're going to go ahead and advertise your brand. I get that. 110%. I understand that you want to go ahead and push your brand. But at some point in time, the rubber has to meet the road and you've got to put in the fucking work to go ahead and make it the best roster. And I see 0% fucking work. What I do see is a lot of motherfuckers scurrying over to Xavier Woods' channel playing video game competitions. This ends up being the problem with the product today. One of the reasons why I don't really like a lot of gamers and I don't like gaming culture is exactly this right here, is everything has just become so vanilla. It's not only just wrestling. Whenever you go and watch the NFL, everything is vanilla on the field. You know what I'm saying? It looks like you're just playing fucking Madden. And there's no, it's like everybody is like, when you look at AEW, and like WWE is migrating towards that direction as well. But when you look at AEW, I don't feel like I'm watching a wrestling promotion. I feel like I'm watching a fucking E-Fed. And that's kind of the way Raw feels right now. Granted, SmackDown is a lot better. They have a lot better roster. The character development is a lot better. There's not very much to like about Raw. You've got Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is doing the best work of his career right now. And the only question is, okay, I'll give my predictions, but I'm only going to give my predictions on the main event. What I do believe is on night one, The Rock and Roman are going to win. They're going to end up beating Cody Rhodes, and they're going to end up beating Seth Rollins. And on night two, Drew McIntyre will beat Seth Rollins, but Cody Rhodes will go ahead and win the WWE title. Will there be a feud between Seth and Cody in a few years after Rollins gets back surgery? I don't really know. But that's the direction I think that they're going. I'm not sure exactly how much power Triple H has, to be honest with you. I know that they can't tell a good story. I know it's incapable for these people to go ahead and deliver on a product that would ultimately be better for the fans that are. No, they're not. They're going to sit there and market to these Cody crybabies, which is only like, what, 1.5 million as a whole that actually like Cody Rhodes. That the drawing power that is Cody Rhodes is only like 1.5 million. Mind you, that they don't get a lot on Peacock. They don't get it. And I'm going to tell you, it's even lower than that. That's only what they get on Raw. That's only the Raw numbers. You know what I'm saying? But even if I add in the Peacock numbers and if I add in the YouTube numbers, it's not much more. So I guarantee you it's well less than 1 million. But they're going to sit there and cater to this marginalized fan base. And, I think for the most part, the wrestling fans as a whole have been wanting to see this done right. They've been sitting there following the storyline. If they haven't followed anything else, they've been sitting there following the Roman Reigns title days and shit. Even I have been following that. And I haven't been a fan of wrestling or watching wrestling in years, up until The Rock came back. So I think that for the most part, we were screwed over again. And this is one thing that you can guarantee that Triple H will do is fuck over what the fans want. Just like whenever Sting could have faced The Undertaker, Triple H had to step in. Undertaker's like, oh, well, I understand. Mark's going to do what Mark does. He's going to sit there and say, it just wouldn't have been a good match. And you know what, Mark? You're probably right. In ring, the match would have probably lacked. It may not have been that great of a match. However, the fans wouldn't have given a shit. You could have took a dump right in the middle of the fucking ring, and the fans wouldn't have cared. They wouldn't have cared at all. You know what I'm saying? They just want to see Sting and The Undertaker. That is a match. And even if you stunk the place up, people would be sitting there applauding that match. Cody wins after, and that's what I was going to get into. You got Seth Rollins is probably going to lose to Drew McIntyre, which is going to be your draw for the foreseeable future with that World Heavyweight Champion. Cody wins after The Rock turns on Roman to set up a match between Rock and Roman, which is the most fucking ridiculously stupid fucking way to go ahead and book Rock versus Roman. It really is at the end of the day. Now, if they would have booked The Rock versus Roman and Cody versus Seth Rollins, even though, it is what it is, if they would have just stuck with what they did and made a storyline out of it, then The Rock would have beat Roman. Maybe The Rock would have lost. The Rock's going to lose to his cousin. But there's no need to fucking, take the belt off of Roman right now. If you're not going to run with The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, you are wasting that fucking match. And the sheer fact is, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to Dark Horse. Doesn't matter to Big Kev. Doesn't matter to Steven Rose. Doesn't matter to any of us. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter to the traditional wrestling fans. You can go and stick that fucking title on Cody. We're not going to be tuning in Monday to watch the shit. And these fans over here are going to do exactly what they did to Daniel Bryan when you did the same shit to Daniel Bryan. So basically, it doesn't matter. You winning that title means fuck all. It's going to be, people are going to look at it and say, oh yeah, they just did that because the fucking Cody crybabies. All the Cody fans were crying, and it's the same shit that we say whenever we look at Daniel Bryan's title run. So you have WWE. Really, at the end of the day, they're, not going to end up If they end up running with Cody and Seth, and I'm not saying this, I'm just saying if Seth and Cody are your main two, well, then you just might as well as go ahead and close that company down and do a fucking fire sale. You might as well as go ahead and sell off bits and pieces of WWE and restart the territories. Because there's no way that you're going to run this promotion with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and the characters that they are, not developed into anything entertaining, being as boring as they are, coming out here doing the flippy floppy thing that they do in AEW wrestling. There's no way that this belongs on network television. There's no way it belongs on primetime television. And nobody's going to take anything serious in wrestling ever again. The product will essentially just, collapse into fucking oblivion and whatnot. That's what's going to happen. And, it doesn't take a fucking genius to tell you that you need interest from The Rock, that you need interest from the wrestling community at large. You can go ahead and shit and mock and piss and moan and say, oh, well, these guys think wrestling is real and they're virgins and whatever. Whenever these nerds right now that are watching the product, these fucking anime video game playing motherfuckers that ended up pushing all of us out, whenever they lose interest, when there's no more interest into your product and it's, not cool, hip, or trendy, they're going to leave your ass too. That's the only problem that I told you whenever you sit there and you market to these pop culture societies and shit. This is what happens. So, ultimately, I don't see this working out well. I do hope The Rock wins. I think that the WWE needs The Rock. If it'd been me, I think that The Rock needs to start coming there. I do think that Roman needs to retain the title. I think that The Rock needs to be there, and I do think that they need to run with this final boss, and I do think that they need to run with the bloodline all the way up until WrestleMania next year now. Because this is the biggest fucking audience that you've had is since The Rock has come in. He's gotten anywhere from 2 to 5 million, which is quadruple what Cody's going to get you at any given time. And it's going to, be more reliable. It's going to be a more reliable base. It's going to tune in from week to week to go ahead and watch The Rock come in. We already see that SmackDown is kicking the shit out of Raw. And so, you need to really have that Rock, and you need to go ahead and set this storyline. And it makes no sense to go ahead and give this title to Cody at WrestleMania. It's not a WrestleMania moment. Cody could fight for the World Championship, have another moment at WrestleMania. This does nothing for the business. It doesn't move it forward. This streak and this title should be given to a guy you can go ahead and run with for the foreseeable future. Some guy that you could book later on to really go ahead, propel his career, so we know that this guy is a title contender. Cody Rhodes is the same age as Roman Reigns. He's not the future of this company. He was a kind of a never was really at the end of the day. You could probably book him to have a run like an Old Man Logan type of scenario to where you put the Sting-like gimmick. I've already said that I would give him the Rorschach gimmick. I would put a similar gimmick to Rorschach on him where he comes in there in his little suit and tie, but he wears a mysterious mask and, does this, anti-hero shit. That would be the character I would give to Cody Rhodes. You can make him a transitional champion until you get another champion over. But there's no way that you're running with fucking Cody Rhodes in your immediate future. And there's no way you're running with this fucking remedial ass fan base to go ahead and support the WWE that's already on life support right now as we're talking right now. Running with generic shit like Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. The only thing that you have good going for it is Roman Reigns. You've got guys on the roster like LA Knight, like Drew McIntyre. You got up-and-comers like Dijak. You got up-and-comers like Braun Breaker. There is talent there. But are you really going to go ahead and invest in that talent? Or are you going to run in some lame-ass cookie-cutter E-Fed bullshit with Cody Rhodes? Cody wins after The Rock turns on Roman Reigns. Yeah, and like I said, that would be the dumbest. That would be the dumbest way to go ahead and take the title off of Roman. Everybody would be so disappointed if it's Rock and Roman at SummerSlam, because we all know that that was supposed to be a WrestleMania main event. Unfortunately, the people that are in charge of WWE have no business being in charge of WWE if they can't book or get their talent over any better than they have right now. If you can't get this much interest, if your ratings are falling down into the 0.56 ratings, you have no business running a wrestling promotion. I don't care if your name is Paul White. I don't care if your name is fucking Michael Hayes. I don't care if your name is Ari Fleischer or whatever the fucking dude's name is. I don't care if it's Shawn Michaels. If you cannot get any more interest into this fucking product, you've already lost, that much. If you can't get any more interest into this product, you have no business booking it, and you have no business writing anything regarding this product. So, anyways, like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and cut this video off. I didn't want to do a really, really long video. I don't really even know any of the matches outside of The Rock, the Drew McIntyre match that I could even go over. That would be interesting. I don't even know most of the roster. Whenever I do see a Rhea Ripley or a damn Becky Lynch promo, I just get so fucking utterly bored whenever they're talking about, oh, I'm fixing to have a baby, and she hands the fucking title over to Ozarka or, whatever the fuck. Whenever fucking Cody Rhodes is doing a baby reveal, this is not fucking wrestling. And like I said, there's no real, this is supposed to be able, we used to depend on this product to build the character of guys. Young men would watch this to build up their character, to build up their confidence, to go ahead and be able to identify. But whenever you lower the fucking bar as low as WWE has, this is why you got a bunch of fucking crybaby pricks out there crying about everything. I can't do this. This is slave labor. I know Steven Rose is out there. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. But this is why the fucking culture of guys have fucking, went into fucking estrogen mode and have, sit there and cry about shit. It's Ozark. Yeah, I knew it's something like that. I don't know who the hell. I don't know these people on this fucking roster. And the reason why is because I don't like the fucking product. And the reason why I don't like the product is because it's like fucking Lifetime, drama bullshit for fucking femboys, That's what it is. It's not enough Stone Cold, Badass, The Rock. You see how they're crying with The Rock coming back. Oh, The Rock come back and he's cussing. And you see all them fucking wimps and nerds back there in the damn locker room. Oh my God, look at The Rock. Oh my God. Oh no, he's cussing. He said Cody was a bad word. And shit in the back while they're playing Pretendo and shit. Playing video games like The Undertaker comes out and says. And only doing a half-ass effort. Like fucking Logan Paul. How come this fucking femboy is on here right now? Oh, you're such a negative Nancy. You're such a negative Nancy. Kevin Owens. They did it for The Rock. They did it for the people. So no doubt The Rock needs to win. We need a little bit of masculinity to come back. There are certain guys on this roster I think that can go ahead and elevate and bring back interest. It's going to be a slow process. It's going to be tedious. It's not fair to guys like Drew McIntyre. I know it's not fair to guys like LA Knight who are coming in, finally get their shot, and there's almost nobody here watching. It's not fair to you guys whatsoever. But there are guys on that roster that do deserve that spot, that do need to get put over. That somebody needs to go ahead and take the colors out of fucking Nick. Whoever's writing the shit. Who's writing the shit? Does somebody let me know who's writing the fucking dialogue for these motherfuckers too? Is it Brandy Rhodes? Because I know that having an angry ass black fucking beta ass white boy doing fucking promos written by a angry ass black woman is absolute fucking as cringe as it's gotten. Absolutely fucking cringe. So, who's writing the shit? Who's booking the shit? Who's setting these matches up? I don't know. But, as a corporation, WWE definitely needs to clean fucking house. We got stock in WWE. So, LA Knight versus AJ Styles is a good one. AJ Styles is another guy who's up there that can be, somebody that you could slide into a main event role, and it would be believable. but they haven't built up anybody really on that roster too much. Even like, guys that are like Bobby Lashley, what the fuck are they doing with these guys? No, you just need to fire the fucking creative team in WWE. You need to get the board together. We need to vote these motherfuckers out. Need to go ahead and move along. Go back to writing soap operas for fucking Seinfeld or, Days of Our Lives or General Hospital, wherever the fuck you were writing shit at. And then go ahead and hire a bunch of guys to go ahead and write a guy's product. All right? Not these fucking beta simp fucking, femboys that are, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, yeah, you people tell me what you think. You like, sub, do the shit the internet tells me to do to get over. And for now, I'm out.